The following review contains audio from co-op games with exploding llamas and his immature friends, and subsequently is not suitable to be viewed by anyone. When asked why he simply did not remove the audio altogether, Exploding Llamas had this to say: "I left that in there? Oh god, I left that in there! Why did I leave that in there?" And now for our feature presentation. Left 4 Dead is the best co-op game I have ever played, ever, times infinity, with a cherry on top. But there is more to this review. The game follows the, well, I'm not really going to call it a story, but the adventures, I guess you could say, of 4 ragtag survivors and their attempts to flee and escape and survive the zombie horde, which seems to have overrun, I don't know, maybe the world, but it's never really established. That's somewhat of a downside for the game, because obviously with all zombie games, you know, the what happens and how it went down and stuff like that is a really big, you know, story part, helps involve the players. But because this is a co-op game, it really doesn't matter, and at the core of it, you really probably won't be thinking about it that much. Apart from that though, there are 4 separate campaigns in the game. Each one is going to last you, I don't know, depending on your difficulty level, maybe an hour or 2 on the normal difficulties with friends who will work together. On the expert difficulty, which is as hard as it comes, me and my friends experienced times of up to 5 hours to complete just one campaign. This was not like all in one go. We did restart about 50-60 times, because it is really hard. I'll get to the difficulty a little bit later. The main thing you need to know about Left 4 Dead though is the campaigns, while set in different locations and with different areas and stuff, different buildings, and even different zombies, you can say, ultimately they do add up to the same thing. The objective is always to survive and escape, which makes perfect sense because it's a zombie game, and what else do you do in a zombie environment than survive and escape? Apart from that though, the hordes and hordes of undead are just excellent. The game looks fantastic. It runs off the Source engine, which I know a lot of you know obviously from Half-Life 2 and CSS and any other game that uses it, which there are a lot. And people have been saying, you know, the engine is aged, and yes, for the most part, you will see some things that don't look, you know, top-notch. However, lighting and stuff like that looks great. Beams of flashlights look fantastic, weapon effects look great, fire is excellent. Apart from that though, there isn't anything else that can be said for the graphics engine. It could be a little bit better, I guess, but you really won't care, because frankly you're not going to be looking at it that much. The gameplay in Left 4 Dead is absolutely fantastic. I've never played a game that was so much fun with friends. However, this is a really big thing. Obviously this is a co-op game, so a good team is a really big part of the experience. You can join in with just, you know, a quick match with other people looking for a match, and you will find servers and stuff. Your teamwork, however, and your experience may vary because, as we all know, people are dicks. For the most part, obviously, friends are the best people to play this with, but if you just want to go at it, I would suggest playing with randoms over the AI. Now, the AI is good. They will watch your back, they'll cover you, they'll heal you, you know, they'll support you in any way they can, but at anything past normal difficulty, you're gonna get fucking raped. The AI, as I said, is good, but they don't use things in the game that they would otherwise, and they're not sometimes they're not very smart at all. As I said, they won't use things, they won't use pipe bombs or molotovs, and they won't set off things, they won't activate doors or anything like that. And sometimes they will just, you know, close the door you're trying to go through for no apparent reason. Other times, one of the enemies in the game is a witch, which won't attack you unless you get too close to it or shine it with your flashlight or startle it or whatever. I've seen one of the AI walk right up to it and shoot it in the face for no apparent reason because we just stood there looking at it. But as I said, the game is very much best played with friends. Now with friends, you're going to have a great time, of course, if you have friends that are perhaps not too bright or don't have the interest of the team in mind, which sometimes happened with me, and admittedly, yes, I did want to do that sometimes because it is pretty funny watching your friends scream in horror as they get absolutely smashed into oblivion by about 100 zombies. But yeah, friends is the best way to go. And for the most part, a good team will work as a square, I guess you could say. You'll move, you know, and cover each other, and everyone covers a sector. And that's the big thing in this game. You will get hit from every side. And I don't mean that in a way that, oh, you know, they're going to come from this side, and then they're going to come from this side, and then they're going to come from another side. I mean that they will come from one side, get you looking, and then come from the 3 other sides. Because that's what the game is. The game is run by the AI director, and that thing is angry. It's going to make it as hard as it possibly can for you. However, if you do bog down and keep having to redo bits, it sometimes will give you a break by giving you more health packs, more ammo perhaps, or less enemies in general. The AI director is an excellent addition because the game is never ever the same. You'll play the same part like 30-40 times and never see the same thing.
God damn it, Lewis, stop shooting me!
There are a few small things with Left 4 Dead, some small hiccups. I did see a pink texture every now and then, very rarely and only in one level, never seen it again since then. Some zombies will clip through the environment, like benches and cars and stuff, and others will get stuck in the same things. For the most part, however, you're not going to notice because in the game the mindset is always shoot first and ask questions later. However, this does get you into trouble and the game knows that. So it will present you with a few situations where shooting first and asking questions later will get you in trouble, such as open areas with cars where if you set off the alarm, well, you're screwed, and other things like that, for example, witches. Now, another great part of the game is versus mode, which allows 4 players to take command of the special type of zombies. These are not just your regular undead, they have special abilities like, jumping great distances, constricting people with a giant tongue, or blowing up. It's great fun, and once again, teamwork is really necessary there. And when you succeed, it's your real sense of elation and stuff because you have beaten 4 other people. You've pretty much outsmarted them and outplayed them, basically. It's the only game where I've really gotten that sense of satisfaction. In terms of difficulty, normal is okay. It's about as high as you want to go with the AI if you're using them. Advanced is the sweet spot for playing with human players because the game is quite a challenge, but never, too much for you. You will, if you fail a certain situation, you can definitely think about it and go back and say, alright, well, we need to improve on our teamwork or something like that. Extreme, or expert, is a bitch. As I said, it took me and my friends 5 hours to get through one of the campaigns, and we restarted the last chapter about 30 times. The great thing about that was, though, it was never the same. In all those 30 times, we never got hit by the same things at the same place from the same side. It was great because it was always fresh, and it really, made us not want to say, well, fuck this, let's go do something else. So we just kept going with it until we finished. However, sometimes you'll get right to the end and then die, and the way you get reverted back to the start of the chapter is a bit annoying, but to each their own, basically. Now, in conclusion, Left 4 Dead, as I've said, is the best co-op game I've ever played, and it is best enjoyed with friends. Much like a good night out, your friends should be there to help you stumble back when you're drunk as hell. I wouldn't suggest playing this game drunk because, frankly, your friends will no longer be your friends after that because shooting them in the back of the head is really not great. I got yelled at because I did get a lot of team kills. Completely by accident, couldn't help it, sorry guys, 9 out of 10.